Let's start with the answer to the most important question first. What is Power BI actually? If you look at the homepage, you can find the following text. So Power BI is a suite of business analytics tools. It allows you to work on data, to create reports, to publish that reports, and a lot more. This sounds really great. But we have to take a closer look at that to really understand how this works. So we already know that Power BI is not a single tool, but consists of multiple tools. Additionally, we have that building blocks. Let's see what that is. The first tool is Power BI Desktop, the local application only available on Windows. In Power BI Desktop, we have the first building block, the datasets. Now, what is a dataset? A dataset simply describes the data or the information that you have in your data model. You can either connect Power BI Desktop to predefined datasets, so you simply import the data into the data model and then you're done, or you can create your own datasets. This would mean that you connect Power BI Desktop to different source files in so-called queries. We will talk about that throughout the course, and then work on those queries. As soon as you finished your work, you will then load that newly created structure into the data model and by that have your own data set. Now in both cases you are not done right here, because you want to visualize your data, right? To do this, you need the second building block, the visualizations. A visualization is simply a chart or a table, so everything that, well, visualizes your data. With the visualizations, we have the third building block, the tiles. Tiles are simply the area of your visualizations, so kind of the frame around it. You can change the height or the width and the position of the tiles just as you prefer. The only limitation is the space on your report page. Reports? Yes, we also have reports in Power BI Desktop. And reports are the fourth building block. You can simply create multiple pages with different visualizations just as you prefer. Well, and the summary or the combination of the pages, this is the report. So this is Power BI Desktop. You can create datasets and visualize the data in visualizations. And the combination of multiple visualizations on multiple pages, this is the report then. Now the second tool is Power BI Service. This is a cloud application, and by that not limited to Windows only, which allows you to share your results and to collaborate in your projects with your colleagues. But if we look at the different building blocks, we can see that those are equal to the ones that we just saw in Power BI Desktop. Now what's the difference? Power BI Service can of course be connected to different datasets. But the creation of that own datasets we just talked about in Power BI Desktop, so the connection to different source files, then the work on those queries, and by that the creation of that new structure that you then load into your data model, this is not possible in Power BI Service. So Power BI Service is the tool to connect to existing datasets. Power BI Desktop is the tool to create new datasets in. That's an important difference. However, as we can connect Power BI Service to those existing datasets and also to that created datasets in Power BI Desktop, of course, we can also create visualizations and reports. But the functionality of the creation of the visualizations and of the reports, well, we know that from Power BI Desktop already, right? So we will not create visualizations and reports in Power BI Service in that course. We will learn how this works in Power BI Desktop. And the functionality and the interface, as I said, when it comes to the creation of that visualizations, is the same between those two tools. Now what else can we do in Power BI Service then? Well, we talked about the sharing and collaborating, and we will learn how this works. But there is one additional building block that is only available in Power BI Service. And those are the dashboards. Now what is a dashboard? Well, when we talk about a dashboard, simply think about a cover page. So one single page which summarizes the key facts of your report. This is the dashboard, so this first page you see. If you want to dive deeper, then you can jump into the report and get more information about your data. So this is the second tool, this sharing, collaborating tool with the creation of the dashboards. Let's quickly summarize what we learned so far. We have Power BI Desktop, the local application, where we can create our datasets, our visualizations, and our reports. We then publish that information to Power BI Service, the cloud solution. In there, we can also collaborate with colleagues, for example, if we want, or add dashboards to our existing data. So we have the data in the cloud. Now, if we now use the third tool, Power BI Mobile, a mobile app, as the name says, this will allow us to access the data that we loaded to Power BI Service from our mobile devices. And we will also take a look at Power BI Mobile, of course, and see how this app works and what we can do with it. So those are the three core tools of Power BI that we need and that we will talk about in detail throughout that course. But we will show you more. We will show you Power BI for developers also. Power BI for developers is made to customize your Power BI experience. This means you can create your own customized visuals, and you will see how this works throughout that course. And you can also embed your Power BI results into your own existing apps with Power BI Embedded, something that is rather related to your own app and not directly connected to Power BI. Because of that, we will not cover this topic as part of this course. However, with that Power BI for Developers block, we now have an overview of the entire Power BI universe that we will talk about throughout that course. And now I think it's time that we start with our first little project, right? Let's do this, and let's start with the first tool, Power BI Desktop, the local application. Well, and to work with this local application, we first have to download and install it. Let's do this in the next video.